Okay, this is 15 on 103. This is a nonlinear system. Okay, so this is a circle, and a hyperbola, and it's a system of equations. So we're just adding them together, which means we can use addition or we can use substitution or elimination. So you could either substitute, which is what I'm going to do, or we could also add these. Like I could multiply each of these terms by a 2 and eliminate that y squared. That's another way to do this one. Okay, I'm going to use substitution. So x squared is equal to 10 minus y squared. I'm just solving for x here, right? I'm changing that y to the other side of the board. So I'm going to substitute this in to the second equation, 2 times the quantity of 10 minus y squared minus 2y squared equals 5. I'm going to distribute. So that's 20 minus 2y squared minus 2y squared equals 5. I'm going to combine like terms. 20 minus 4y squared equals 5. I'm going to solve for x. So I'm going to have y squared is equal to a positive 15 over 4. I take the square root. And whenever you take the square root, you can have a positive and a negative answer. So it's going to be y equals plus or minus the square root of 15 over 2, because the square root of 4 is 2. All right, so that's my y answer. So there's going to be 4 answers for this. If you look back on page, if you look back on page 395, you can see one of the graphs of these, but there is going to be more than one place that actually the graph's on 396. There's going to be more than one place that this hits the graph, and therefore there's more than one answer. So the graph is going to look like that. So there's going to be like this. If you were graphing it, there should be 4 answers. So therefore you should have more than one set of answers for each of these. So it should be 2 sets of conjugates. Okay, so when we get this, it's going to be plus or minus square root of 15 over 2 as a y value in 2 sets. Okay. All right, now I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it back into my original equation. So x squared plus y squared. So that just means I'm going to take this y and I'm going to square it. Okay, when I square something that's got a square radical in it, then it's going to take away that square, right? So it's going to be x squared plus, this is just going to be 15 over 4. Okay, so I'm going to subtract 15/4 from both sides. So 10 minus 15/4, which is 6 1/4. I change it back into the improper fractions, 25/4. And then when I take the square root of both of these, it's going to be plus or minus square root of, it's going to be plus or minus 5 halves. Okay. So that means that I'm going to have, a plus 5 halves, plus or minus square root of 15 over 2. And I'm going to have minus 5 halves, plus or minus square root of 15 over 2. And this should be your answer.